Do y'all want me to continue to educate 2K?
Please educate him.
Oh, here we go. Okay, it's Christian time.
Well, why did you ask the question about?
You brought it up.
You brought it up. A man that don't even believe in God.
The way that you knew that you were married,
got his Bible.
The way that you knew that you were married is it was by the person that you had sex with and the person that you had kids with. It did not need to be a ceremony because it was understood. It was in the eyes of God. Yeah. It wasn't until recently, until we actually started structuring how things happen inside of the United States of America, that we needed to actually have a documentation, because you had a pension, you had 401ks, you had different things that you had to be able to substantiate that you were actually married to a person for. And it was also, in modern times, a way for you to easily pass on assets to a person, and then you can then circumvent all of the issues as far as different people arguing over who has ownership of what. And so a marriage in the modern way is a construct that allows for us to be able to divide assets and make sure that we know who goes where and what, right? But originally, from a biblical days, marriage was based off of the person that you had sex with. The one that you had sex with was your wife. So that's how you knew who you were married to. The person that had your children. And in a way, it's still symbolic today, because the person that has your child is the person that you're going to be tied to through the child for the rest of your life. And that's why I often at times say it's difficult for a man to be a stepfather, because inherently that child is always going to be tied to their biological parent, and they always want to know who their father is. And ultimately, the woman has to deal with that man, regardless of whether or not they're divorced or not. They always going to have to deal with that man through the child for the rest of that child's life. Mm-hmm. That's how you knew that they were married. That was the way that you substantiated, was breaking the hymen of a woman. That was your wife. And the reason that they wore white was so that they could see the blood on the dress.
So okay. God don't make mistakes. Okay. You know. So if it was that way back then how did we get it to where it is now?
Business.
I'm sorry, you didn't hear it.
He just said it.
Mind virus. The mind virus.
He was reading his Bible.
Listen, so now listen, by that logic, everybody who I done had sex with, I'm married to.
Correct. Technically, yes. 100%.
We shouldn't be sleeping around.
No. That is correct. That is 100% correct. And often at times, even in the Bible, the person that was tied to the man, she often became a concubine, or she became a second wife to whoever it was